Hello, we are Team 41 and this is our presentation for the Action Project. Our objective was to organise a fundraising event that was suited to the needs of our charity, and consequently we focused on an event that increased awareness of the YMCA Brunel Group's work in providing support to young people from the ages of 10 to 25. After discussions, the final approved plan was an online crowdfunding event that will raise funds and awareness of their Froome Youth and Community Centre. This presentation will cover the points of who we are, some background information about the charity, how we successfully managed this project, how the event was designed, our marketing strategy, and then finally our project outlines. The YMCA Brunel Group are a devoted charity organisation who operate in the southwest of England. In a period where 760 youth centres have closed in the past decade, the YMCA has remained dedicated in ensuring that young people are able to continue to have a place to have fun and enjoy being young. The YMCA Brunel Group's impact extends through 8 youth clubs, 4 young carers groups and various outreach projects. In particular, the Froome Youth Club welcomes any individual aged between ages 10 to 19 whilst extending support to young people up to 25 years old with special educational needs. Unfortunately, the services offered by the Brunel Group are under threat due to a lack of funding, leading to a shortfall of £19,500 that is required for the upkeep of the Froome Centre, particularly due to the loss of 2 main donors this year. Their financial resources have been stretched thin and face pressing issues of inadequate funds. The heart of this concern lies in 2 critical areas: renovation and staffing. The facility is in dire need of renovation. The dedicated staff members who tirelessly empower and inspire their community cannot do it alone. There is a need to secure additional funds to appoint and compensate essential staff members who drive their programs forward. The journey to enhance programs and facilities hinges on successful crowdfunding efforts. However, their lack of expertise in crowdfunding poses as an obstacle, hindering their ability to raise funds from a larger audience. Based on the challenges that the charity was facing and the resources and time available with the team, we decided to set our goal for the project as piloting a crowdfunding campaign on an online crowdfunding platform to raise £300 by the 12th of August. In order to achieve the goal, we decided to make use of digital marketing strategies and word-of-mouth promotions. To ensure that our goal gave us direction and purpose, we aligned it with the SMART goal framework, making sure it was specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Moving on to the management of the project, we started with setting a project charter at the beginning of the project. We incorporated our SMART goal, the key deliverables, outcomes, the scope of the project, the key stakeholders and major milestones that we set for the course of the project. The document enabled effective management of scope by defining what was within and outside the scope of the project. It also enabled us to effectively measure our progress towards our target.
To effectively manage the time and resources available, we maintained a Gantt chart through the course of the project. We established a team point of contact for the charity and assigned roles to the team members. We ensured the team members were aware of the tasks assigned to them. This enabled close monitoring of project progress and gave team members responsibility and accountability. We assigned team members to keep track of the current and potential risks involved in the project. A continuous review of the risks was undertaken, and the assigned team members updated the team about changes and additions to the risk assessment document. Some of the main risks that we perceived were related to data protection of donors and consent of the young people who took part in the video for the campaign. We implemented controls to mitigate the risks and followed protocols diligently. We maintained a shared document where we recorded the minutes of all the meetings that took place throughout the course of the project. This included meetings with the advisor, the practice track team, and the charity. We assigned team members to record the minutes of the meetings, thereby establishing clarity and coherence. For detailed records of how we manage the project, click on the Project Management tab of this e-portfolio.
A video was made for the purpose of sparking an emotional response from potential donors when they visit our page, with the goal of convincing them to donate to our cause. The video was planned to be 2 to 3 minutes in length and was filmed in the YMCA Froome Youth Centre, focusing on the children and the activities that they participated in. This video was picked because it was where all the proceeds from the donations would be going towards. An external individual was invited to both film and edit the video, as he had much more experience in these areas than any other member of the group. JustGiving was chosen as our donation platform primarily because the Brunel Group had already created a page for fundraising, allowing us to press the Fundraise for Us button, which directly linked any donations to their bank account. Additionally, research showed JustGiving is one of the most popular fundraising platforms, which provided a high user base and improved the trustworthiness of our campaign. This level of trustworthiness is elevated by JustGiving being a secure HTTPS platform and does not save the payment details of its users. This page also incorporated a £300 target for our campaign, which was chosen to provide meaningful contribution to the charity without sounding unrealistic or being too low that it made the campaign seem illegitimate. In our page, we opted not to include a minimum donation amount, as any contribution would be significant when reaching our goal. Finally, the page was regularly updated once set milestones were reached in order to keep the page active and allowing donators to track progress and feel more connected to the cause. The campaign was scheduled to be as long as possible to maximize engagement and to give the maximum potential for donations to be achieved. The campaign was launched on the 1st of August after approval of marketing materials and lasted until the 12th of August, which was the final cut-off provided by the university. Ideally, the event would last much longer, with research suggesting around 8 weeks being the ideal length. However, restrictions in the allowed duration meant that this event was much shorter. A much more detailed version of the timeline can now be seen on the screen, with the most important events being circled in red.
During the planning stages of our crowdfunding initiative, we identified effective marketing as one of the critical determinants in the success of our crowdfunding campaign. Thus, as a group, we devised a comprehensive marketing strategy. First, as we had to create a video to go along with the crowdfunding, we used the segmentation targeting positioning marketing tool to aid the development of the video. Although the SDP tool is traditionally used to develop a product or service offering, we applied the general principles to design our video to appeal to our primary target audience. According to Kotler and Keller, markets are generally segmented via geographic, demographic, psychographic, or behavioral distinctions. We chose to segment our market through geographic and demographic characteristics. This is because we are fundraising for the YMCA Frome Youth and Community Centre located in the Mendip area. However, as the YMCA Brunel Group extends to Bath, Bristol, Mendip, we decided to use this as our scope to keep it in the relevant region to increase the likelihood of donors feeling a relation or sense of community in donating to our cause. As for the demographic segmentation, we thought the older demographic 36 years plus would be suitable, as these individuals tend to have more income and donate more. Targeting refers to determining a lucrative market from the previously identified segments. We chose to primarily target individuals between the age range of 36 to 46 years old, as they tend to have more income, and families with children or grandchildren, and thus may have more of an inclination to donate to our charity. Positioning concerns how an offering's attributes and design are communicated. Consequently, we position the Brunel Group as an intimate charity that extends itself beyond just a non-profit, one that is deeply involved with the community and its young people through our video. To increase awareness of our crowdfunding initiative and the charity itself, we utilize multi-channel marketing. Multi-channel marketing refers to the use of more than one channel to interact with consumers. And to target our primary audience of 36 to 46-year-olds in the Bath, Bristol, Mendip area, we publish promotions in the charity newsletter, the charity Facebook, and hung posters around Bath. The charity newsletter would reiterate and remind current subscriptions of the valuable work the charity contributes to society, whereas Facebook posts would extend to new consumers as paid advertising helps to circulate content to users in the region. Facebook has also been identified as the most popular form of social media for YMCA Brunel Group and is prevalent amongst our target audience. Meanwhile, physical posters again would target new consumers relevant to our geographic segment. However, in addition to these, we also created an Instagram account where we publish posts and stories to highlight our campaign with links to the JustGiving page, YouTube, and official YMCA Brunel Group pages. Promotions were also published on LinkedIn to appeal to our networks and younger consumers. Although younger consumers are more likely to donate smaller amounts, studies have found high levels of philanthropy in Gen Z and millennials via microdonations, where the ease and accessibility of donations through online platforms facilitate more donations, as donors favour the transparency and ability to track campaign progress and communications online. As we chose multi-channel marketing, it was crucial for us to create a consistent message across all platforms by integrating marketing communications. IMCA helps to align all essential components of marketing to communicate similar messages to those already familiar with the work of YMCA and those who are not, reinforcing consistency and coordination. The elaboration likelihood model is a dual process model of persuasion that describes how individuals choose to process information from communications, which is done either through a central, systematic route or through a heuristic peripheral route. The central and peripheral routes to persuasion were both considered during the creation of the video. While the central route relies on logical and factual information, It was acknowledged that viewers may not have the time or propensity for systematic cognitive processing. Therefore, the video focused on the peripheral route, which relies on emotional appeals, credibility, visuals, and relatability. More details of how our video uses the ELM can be found on the ePortfolio. We faced quite a few challenges but managed to steer our way out of the situation. For a wider target audience, as our crowdfunding event was online, it allowed us to connect with potential donors from all over the world, expanding our target audience and support base beyond geographical boundaries. Promotional video, the video shot at the Froome Youth Centre helped us to create awareness by showcasing the impact that the charity is making, which connected us with the right audience and improved our reach as well as engagement for our cause. For live progress tracking, the use of various social media platforms helped us gather insightful data and share it with the charity, which can help them in the future when organising a crowdfunding event again, understanding the demographics and various factors in a better way. And lastly, for low startup costs, by using our connections, contacts, and the fact that a majority of our campaign was online, we were able to make sure that our expenses were low. As for project weaknesses, we had time constraints where we were limited in the time we had to deliver a campaign, as we were dependent on the charity's approval to launch both of our marketing for the campaign and the campaign itself, as we needed to ensure consent forms for the use of minors in our materials were received. Thus, we were unable to generate enough momentum for the campaign prior to launch, which is crucial to crowdfunding and raising awareness. For initial requirement of an existing donor base, we did face challenges approaching this database of the charity and had to design our own action plan to approach and appeal to a new set of audiences, which required much more understanding of the crowdfunding platform. For no rewards, we initially proposed the idea of providing donors with rewards such as one-day passes to the YMCA gym or a stay at the YMCA hostels in Bath and Bristol. However, after negotiation and constraints faced by the charity, they were unable to provide rewards in return for the amount donated, which was quite a weak point for our project, as we initially intended to carry out reward-based crowdfunding, which would increase the likelihood of more donations and appeal to more. Lastly, for heavy reliance on technology, since our entire event was online, the success of the campaign ultimately relied on social media. However, as we were significantly delayed with approvals, we only had 2 weeks for social media and promotions, which limited our online presence. For full-scale crowdfunding campaigns, promotions are suggested to start several months prior to building an audience and generate engagement, where we did not have this opportunity, and our initial 3-week period was reduced to 2 weeks, further reducing the success of our campaign.
We would like to reflect on the following points that we encountered during this project. Firstly, as a team, we quickly learned to work together with a high level of collaboration with different stakeholders, such as the charity, university, and each other. Additionally, as the project transpired, we quickly learned to adapt to the changes requested by the charity in the unforeseen events that delayed the event's launch. Despite this, we were able to raise a substantial sum and achieved our academic requirement of the project. Furthermore, as a team, we initially lacked experience in effective social media usage. During this time, we believe that we have significantly improved our promotion-based techniques, such as understanding demographics and using various platforms. In light of this, we achieved considerable visibility for the charity by filming a video that had a good level of reach, as will be highlighted in the next slide. Next, we initially aimed to offer rewards to donors, such as YMCA gym passes or a weekend stay at one of the YMCA hostels to tempt donors. Fortunately, due to constraints faced by the charity, this was not possible, which we believed impacted donor response. We proposed that a more collaborative approach where incentives were provided would have seen even more donations be achieved. Finally, we understood the importance of a return on investment and therefore minimized the cost at every opportunity. We developed a budget that outlined every cost of the campaign. Our second goal was to generate awareness as well as create something for the charity that they would be able to use in the future, even after we had done with our campaign. To deliver on this element, we filmed a video, which on YouTube received 104 views in 2 weeks. Our campaign was also advertised on the newsletter sent out by the charity to their donors, which helped us reach more than 509 people. On Instagram, we reached approximately 320 accounts, and on LinkedIn, we have reached approximately 551 users. Our campaign has successfully raised £274 from 34 donors. Therefore, the return of investment of the crowdfunding campaign is calculated at 1,042%, with £24 being spent on outgoings. Thank you for listening to our presentation, and here are our references.